Well, hello YouTube, it's me, Fortmaster, and welcome to a new analog horror series that I'm reacting to. I'm going to be watching like the entirety of the series today, basically because like all of the videos from what I'm looking at, with the exception of like a couple, are like under 5 minutes. Most of them are like under 2 minutes. And this is The Bat by 𝐁𝐀𝐓𝐌𝐀𝐍, and yeah, it's a Batman analog horror series. Batman! And yeah, this was suggested to me by Dylan Perkins 5909. Now, the last time I was suggested an analog horror series, I kind of forgot to watch it and kind of missed the trend of it by a couple of months. So, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more on the ball this time. So yeah, and a Batman analog horror series. So, I mean, granted, I've never been one for very much for superhero media. I mean, I've watched like a bunch of the movies, and when it comes to comic books, I've pretty much, well, I've never read a comic book, but I watch Linkara pretty regularly. So that, other than that, that's pretty much all of my knowledge on comic books. But from what I do know that the whole thing of, Batman being just as crazy as the people he fights, is, a common talking point. So I'm going to guess that this takes that whole idea and just cranks it up by several magnitudes, I'm guessing. Unless they kind of do a switcheroo and the analog horror is from the perspective of his villains, so he's not actually crazy, but it's just the fear that he makes them feel. I don't know. I really don't. So yeah, let's actually get this started. So this is The Bat Incident 1959 of the Batman analog horror. And yeah, let's actually see what this this comes out to be, because I'm equal parts terrified and very curious. So yeah, I'll link to the playlist in the description down below. Corner video will lead to my Let's Play of the day, and yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get this thing started then, shall we? 1959, 20 years after the death of Thomas and Martha Wayne. Yeah. The Elizabeth Arkham Asylum was placed under lockdown after a mysterious figure was located near the roof of the building. Here is recovered footage of the lockdown announcement.
Attention, all staff at this time. Just follow all lockdown procedures. There has been a disturbance in the roof of the building. The GCPD Gotham City Police Department and Arkham Security has been called to assess the situation. Follow all procedures for the following patients. Patient number 83357 alias Waylon Jones Killer Croc. Patient number 97567 alias Kirk Langstrom the Man Bat. Patient number 72679 alias Dr. Pamela Lillian Isley, Poison Ivy. Patient 0, alias John Doe, the Joker.
Okay. So you have all these people that, like all the supervillains, are already here. I mean, usually we've always seen that like they're created after Batman starts becoming a thing. Because from what I understand, initially, like in the beginning, like the only criminals that Batman started off fighting in the beginning was like, actual like crime, like mob bosses and stuff like that. So I think the only one of his like traditional rogues gallery he would have normally fought would have been Oswald Cobblepot the Penguin. And that's because I think the Penguin, even though he does like organized crime, he's very much, he tries to make himself look like he's a straight and upstanding businessman in the, the eyes of the public. But the fact that you have like the Joker, Poison Ivy, Killer Croc, and Man Bat, 3 of those who you could arguably call like mutants of some kind, that they're already here. So, like, are they, like, literally just crazy? Like, they're just normal people who believe that they're these, like, monsters and superpowered monsters? Or have accidents like this already happened? Or something like that? If you encounter anything suspicious or come in contact with a man dressed as a bat, then turn the other way and alert security.
This alert will keep playing until the situation has been resolved.
Actually, you know what? It's thinking about it. That did remind me of a clip from, I think it was like the original Batman animated series, where I forget what was happening, but you have like Batman, he was in an apartment, and like the goons of somebody were like looking like for the disturbance because they heard him come in. And you see like the one henchman, he opens the door, looks straight at Batman, and just closes it slowly behind him. And when the other guy in the hall asks him, "Did you see anything?" he says, "Nope, not really." And just like he knew, like he knew that it's like, yeah, this not my problem anymore. Individual was described as witnesses. The individual was described as witness. What? That the grammar there is kind of breaking me a little bit. The individual was described by a witness as a man in a batsuit hiding in a dark corner. Here's an artist rendition. Oh, jeez. Witnesses report that the man was seen walking towards the special containment area. I mean, screw like the Batman who laughs. That is a terrifying Batman. He was said to be muttering justice and looking malnourished as he was isolated from the... He was said to be muttering justice and looking malnourished as if he was isolated from the earth for a long period of time. Justice. 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 After which screaming could be heard from the cells, but he was never seen again. Not him leaving the way he came, just vanishing from nothing. Okay, so now I'm wondering, is he like actually Batman, or is he like, or is he like literally the spirit, like the spirit of vengeance or something weird? Because I mean, this is an analog horror series. I mean, weird stuff is bound to happen. However, what he left behind... Oh, come on. This is why I have to pause so often. However, what he left behind haunts the city of Gotham even to this day. And again, this happened in 1959. Out of the 4 patients in special containment, only patient 0 survived. The rest horribly and disturbingly murdered, each marked with a bat symbol. The bodies were all neatly arranged in the shape resembling a bat. Each of the 3 patients had abnormal bodies, but all these abnormalities were removed, like surgically. Okay, so but also they were mutants. So like whatever, so they actually were like in their like comic book forms. Okay. Jones and Isley both had their skin removed, while Jones also having his eyes and teeth removed as well. Isley was also discovered bald when she originally had fiery red hair. Langstrom had his arms amputated and suffered from blunt trauma from a pipe, as well as a sharp object in the shape of a bat impaled on his chest. Patient 0 was left not touched, but left in an even worse mental state than before. Oh, okay. His doctors and physicians informed us of his drawings of the man and said that he won't stop talking about him and that he is ready for when he returns. This is the image he drew. Justice! Okay. Well, this is certainly an interesting... I'll just say that. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, so, is this really Bruce Wayne, and he's just gone completely nuts? Or is this some sort of, like, supernatural force that's taken on the raw, uncontrolled embodiment of it? You know, that's the thing. I know that, like, on some corners of the internet, people question, Batman, like, you have, like, people like the Joker and stuff like that who've killed, at this point, thousands and thousands of people. And yet, all that's ever done is that Batman, like, helps get them thrown back into an insane asylum. Which evidently has it's either very easy to break out of or has very lenient, release policies. And people, you know, criticize him for such a decision. But I've heard from a couple of people, that, you know, the underlying reason why he does that is just to actually get them help. Unlike, you know, the vast majority of, you know, the villains that other superheroes fight, a lot of Batmans are, like, insane, at least, or, like, mentally disturbed in some way. They're not like, oh, we're gonna destroy the world, or something like that. Like, obviously, the poster child of that is Joker. He's just literally nuts. But then you have, like, Killer Croc, where, like, he was born deformed, and people treated him badly to the point that, you know, he started, you know, if people are gonna treat me like a monster, I might as well be the monster. Then you have Man-Bat, where, I'm forgetting his original name, he was literally just said, but his experiments drove him mad for the transformation, and same with Poison Ivy. Well, you have all these people that, you know, truthfully, Batman wants them to get better. He wants them to get help, because at the end of the day, it points to him not being a lost cause either. At least that's what I've heard. Anyway, we have the second video here. Jim Gordon audio log live.mp4 1960. I don't think they had MP4s back then, but this could be a digital recording of, like, an original thing. But this is corrupted, so are we going to see a non-corrupted version at some point in the future? I know there are 2 unavailable videos in this playlist, so we're going to have to see. It's been years since the Bat incident. There have been more sightings of the Batman, as they're calling him now. Not the Man-Bat, that was already taken. As so many people going around in capes and masks doing more harm than good, like the Blue Boy Scout in Metropolis and the Fast Guy in Central City. So many people going around in capes and masks doing more harm than good. Okay. That's how they're setting up this universe. Okay. It's strange that it was the same day of the murders of the Waynes 21 years ago. That poor Bruce. Before he went missing, he was said to have strange behavior. Yeah, I mean, he lost both of his parents in a gruesome murder. Well, robbery gone wrong, but still. According to the CEO of Cord Industries, Ted Cord, a friend of Bruce Wayne, he never got over the loss of his parents. He barely ate or drank, and had crazy ideas of restoring order to Gotham. After Cord told me, the Cord building on Founders Island burned down. Oh, okay. With everyone inside. Here's a photo of Bruce before. Last recorded picture of Wayne. I'm gonna be completely honest here. Neither of these are really that good. Some think he's dead. Others back traveling around the world. The photo was not of him. But there's some, including myself, who think he never left. And that he is the Batman.
Citizens of Gotham, vengeance is coming.
Oh, geez, okay. What? So wait, what were the lies? Exactly. What? Vengeance is coming, but what were the lies? Okay, this one is GCPD Instructional Presentation 1 from 1962. City of Gotham Police Department.
Citizens of Gotham, welcome to the GCPD's instructional presentation.
Right, yeah, because they had text-to-speech devices like this in 1962. What am I saying? It's the DC universe. They probably did.
The topic of today's presentation is on what to do if a loved one is missing. Losing a loved one is a troubling experience. Here are steps to take to ensure this doesn't happen. Step 1. Keep an eye on them at all times, especially children, so that they don't get away and you lose them forever. You don't want that to happen, do you? Step 2. Lock all your doors and windows so they don't go out.
Yeah, there's something very wrong with this. Is this actually from the GCPD, or is this something that was just put out saying that it's from the GCPD?
Don't let them make contact with the bat under any circumstance. It will harm you.
I could not make out any of that. I'm starting to understand why criminals are so afraid of Batman. Oh, that's what this is. There is no redemption for... Wait a second, I just thought... Are there closed captioning on this?
Contact with the bat under any circumstance. It will harm you.
Wait a second, are these automatic? Is that what's happening? Auto-generated. Ah, okay, never mind. Yeah, they're not going to be very helpful. But yeah, so there is no redemption for the wicked. Death is the only way out. Oh, and here's another one. Do the disappeared loved ones become Robins? Oh. You know, it was a long time before I thought that I'd see a version of Batman that was worse than Crazy Steve. Okay, here we have the 4th one in the playlist. The Truth, 1962. Now, everything we've seen so far, I mean, what is it the truth of, exactly? Because we saw him, or at least we saw, so the pictures of him, he looked almost like a ghoul, almost, when he was peeking around the corner. PM. Oh, I'm not supposed to talk about this. I thought there was a P. I have tried everything I can to get this out without getting caught. The Batman is Wayne, or was. It seems as if the Bruce side of him is gone, and only the bat remains. His body is skinnier yet still possesses his strength and agility. He most likely uses some sort of drug. The sightings of him have only risen in the last 2 years. The last incident was a little boy who was walking home from his friend's house when he saw him in an alley. This is the picture he took. Oh, yeah, there he is. I see the outline of him right there. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't mess with my exposure too much. The only upside to this is that the crime rate's been down. And Arkham is basically empty now. I have proof that the Batman is Wayne. First of all, ever since the incident at Arkham, Bruce has not been seen. Second is the leaked audio recording, which, yes, is real. Finally is the audio record. Finally is this audio recording. Do not show this to law enforcement so it doesn't find out. Okay, what was that? You shouldn't have found this. Oh, God.
My name is Bruce Wayne. My father is Thomas Wayne. My mother is Martha Wayne. They were both murdered when I was a child. I am here to confess. If listening, my plan has worked. People of Gotham will submit. As I am Gotham's jury, judge, and executioner.
No subtitles, okay. So if the whole thing with, like, the Bruce persona is gone, that's basically... Oh God, what was it? I only recently found out about it. It's like called like Zen Batman. It's like this weird like personality that Bruce implanted into himself. That's basically Batman without Bruce holding himself back. So like Zen Batman, he wears like a multicolored suit. He's a lot more violent and stuff like that. The comics are weird. So this is Missing People's broadcast from 1962. This is a re-upload. I wonder what happened to the first one. Uh-oh.
We interrupt your current broadcast to bring you this message. There has been a significant increase in missing people in the following areas.
All of Gotham.
Old Gotham, Miagani Island, Bleak Island. If you receive this message, you are in one of these areas. Keep all doors and windows locked, and don't let yourself or anyone leave your home by themselves under any circumstance. If you see any of these children or the Bat, call the police immediately.
See these children
will now be shown.
Richard Richard Grayson. Robert Gordon. Stephanie Brown? Don't know that one. Jason Todd. Oh god, something's happening. You are too late. I'm sorry, what was that? I think I saw the word family. They are family now? What are those? Are those coffins? Wait a minute. Is this Batman a vampire? He was like consumed by the beast, essentially. That would make sense why he was seemingly able to disappear, why he's so skinny and gaunt, but still is so strong. Oh god, I know, actually, I think there was an event where vampires were invading the DC universe. Or something like that. But then there was another, I forget whether it was a comic event or a movie, where, like, Dracula showed up in Gotham City. Oh god, I just can't. So we have potentially Vampire Batman making an army of vampires, and that's, you know, that's Batgirl, it's 2 Robins. I don't know who the Stephanie girl was. Stephanie Brown. Don't think I've heard of her before. What is she in Batman comics? Stephanie Brown is the Spoiler? Also briefly served as a Robin in the Bat family. Okay. Yeah, never heard of her before. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they have Batgirl, 2 Robins, the Spoiler. Jeez. Now we just need Nightwing. And a dog and a cow. Oh, God. Yeah, so anyway, this is Names, 1962. Can we get Superman here? I mean, I know they're vampires, but I mean, you think like a couple of shots of heat vision would be just enough to completely destroy them. I mean, at least like focus it into like the UV band or whatever it is specifically in sunlight that kills vampires. Wayne Manor, here we are. Wayne Manor mysteriously caught ablaze. This is a photo of the house now. This a photo? Most of the stuff inside the house was destroyed, except for some pictures of the family and a clock. Right, the clock. Behind the clock was a door that led down to a cave. Photo of the entrance. Yeah, okay, here we are. The cave underneath was huge. Now I'm not supposed to show or tell any of these things. I'm about to tell you all because I snuck into the building myself after the police left. Okay. But when I went down there, I saw many things I shouldn't have. There's a photo of the bat costume I found. I discovered so many weird things. A modified ear, bunch of random flies, a bunch of random files of the history and what did it say? Specifics of Gotham? Specifics of Gotham? I think that's what that says. I'm going to be completely honest here. The combination of that font and the visual glitching is not helping. There was another list of files, a strange one with a bunch of names, but most shockingly, my name was on there. Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Redacted, Barbara Gordon, Stephanie Brown, Kate Kane, Luke Fox, Helena Bertinelli, Jean-Paul Valley, Harper Rowe, Duke Thomas, Selena Kyle. I know I don't know most of these names. I know Selena Kyle's Catwoman. How does he have my name and why? Also, why are these other people there? Oh, God. Before I could gather my thoughts, I saw them. Did you see the coffins? Yeah, I can't tell what that is in the slightest. As soon as they saw me, I ran out of there. Not before seeing him again. Breathing, I can hear it. Oh God, where is he? Oh, he's right there. Okay. He didn't chase after me though, just stared while I got onto my bike. It looks like the police were trying to cover this up, probably because the chief's daughter was one of the missing. They're telling everyone the bat is dead. Right, yeah, that can only lead to good things. Which they shouldn't have because crime is back up. I'm going to try to leave Gotham as soon as possible. I don't want to end up like those people in the cave. If you don't hear from me, I'm either taken or have left the city. Hopefully the second option. Timothy Drake. Yeah, he's missing. Oh, God. Don't go into the cave under Wayne Manor, or I'll do to you what I did to the missing? Okay. I swear this. Yeah, so Batman is a vampire. I have to wonder, is this going to go... The way I see this going is down two paths. Either one, Batman, starts losing control. He starts going after non-crime related things. Or two, he's actually killed. This is... Again, this whole thing is just so messed up. So he's got his entire Bat family now. Well, actually, probably not. There's still more of those names on that list. So if this is what Batman is like in this universe, what are the other ones? So they called Superman the Blue Boy Scout. So that hopefully still means that, he's nice and good still. But they were talking about how, like, causing more harm than good. So maybe he hasn't figured out how to limit his powers enough so that he doesn't cause so much collateral damage? I don't know. So yeah, this is The Prisoner, again, 1962. I think this is the last 1962 video in here. So yeah, we only have 3 more after this one. I'm Jason Todd. I was one of the missing. Oh, wonderful. I can actually read this now. This is the photo of the man who kidnapped me. I'm going to tell you all what happened to the other people and why the Bat does what he does. So first I'll tell you how I got taken. I'm from a really crappy side of Gotham. My dad was a crook who abandoned me and my mother. Yeah, I know that. Because of this, my mom started to abuse drugs, so I had to start trying to provide. I stole car parts and wheels and sold them. Then my mom died of an overdose, so I was left all by myself. I had no choice but to keep scrapping parts just to make some money. One night when I was out, I saw this strange car. The Batmobile, okay. It looked like the car was worth a lot, so I got excited. So I started to unscrew the wheels. Right. Then, out of nowhere, I got knocked out by someone. I don't remember much, but I was tied up and gagged in the car. I woke up in a cell in a cave. I then woke up in a cell in a cave, and there were other people there. I made friends with one of the guys, Richard, who was a performer. Unfortunately, Dick was the first to turn. The Bat used some kind of drug made out of a modified version of some substance known as venom. Okay. So wait, are they not actual vampires? They're just crazy from venom? reason I was the last one to go through the procedure, even though I was the fourth person he took. The woman before me was a robber who went by the name Catwoman, who the Bat had a thing for. Oh no. Photo of the Catwoman. Okay, she looks, you know, normal. She tried to put up a fight, but got put down and taken somewhere. Then it was my turn, which was actually earlier because one of the prisoners got out. Who got out? I was then led and tied to a chair where the Bat started the process, not before telling me about himself. He told me about a butler. His name was Alfred. He told me how he was like a father to him, especially after his parents died. But he died a few weeks after his parents' funeral due to a stroke. He then asked me about my family, thinking I still had one. When I told him he didn't, he froze. He realized we both had dead parents. He then started asking me about joining him to rid Gotham of the criminals. I told him that he needed serious help and called him a lunatic. Yeah, that's crazy Steve. He didn't like that response and released a gas called fear toxin. Yeah. The restraints were removed, so I used this opportunity to run. When I ran, I felt like I was being followed, probably from the fear toxin. Though also probably actually were followed. Then something attached to me and tried pulling me back. It was a sort of rope. Luckily there was a sharp bat-shaped object that fell, which I could use to cut myself loose. Grapple hook. Oh god, this whole thing. Then I saw him chasing after me, although he didn't look like he... Then I saw him chasing after me, though he didn't look like how he did before. Again, that's the fear toxin. When I was exiting the cave, he just stopped. After I was able to run out of the house, I started to hear rumbling. Then the house blew up. What? Okay. I had just barely made it out. Why'd the house blow up? Was it something you did or something somebody else did? The cops came fast and asked me questions. They then asked me to draw a picture of him. This is the image I drew. Yeah, that's certainly creepy. I see you. Oh, do you? Okay. Oh, God. So, maybe he's not an actual vampire. Maybe he's just, like... So, he's not an actual vampire. He's using, like, venom and, like, maybe fear toxin to, like, break these people's minds so they join his family? And... the entire reason he's like this is because Alfred died and couldn't be a father figure to him. Oh. Okay. Oh, that sucks. It really sucks. Okay, so this video, third last one in the playlist so far, Owl Hijack in 1963. So this, I mean, given that's in Gotham, I'd have to say most likely is about the Court of Owls, which I don't actually know that much about. All I know is that they're like a secret society of like, I think of like the rich and wealthy people of Gotham, or maybe not just Gotham, like the world or something. I'm not entirely sure. I know they've, in several like stories and stuff like that, they've wanted Batman or Bruce Wayne to join them, but he's always fought against them. So in this instance, are they going to be like attacking? I was going to say, were they responsible for the house blowing up? But this is from 1963, when the house blew up a year prior. I don't know. We'll have to see then.
Any place, any time is a good time for Coke.
Only Coca-Cola gives you that refreshing new feeling.
Okay, old Coca-Cola commercial, sure. Is this going to be claimed by YouTube at all?
Refreshing new feeling, refreshing new feeling. Coca-Cola's bright and lively. Coca-Cola has more zest. Coke with a lot more zest in living. Refreshing zest. Only Coca-Cola gives you that refreshing new feeling. Refreshing new feeling. Refreshing new feeling.
Yeah, that's also, I just thought, because like, obviously, like, it says the dates when each of these videos are supposed to be happening in the title, but honestly, I kept forgetting that this took place in the 60s, because, you know, the whole thing with, like, Batman in most stories is that, you know, they're usually contemporary, you know, and it's funny, like, everything's being shown in black and white mostly, and you'd think that, you know, color TVs were starting to become a thing, but at the same time, they weren't, like, universal. I know for my mom, for example, like, when they, you know, watched the moon landing, which happened in 69, I think, so, you know, almost, like, several years after this, and they would come over to her house, and they asked, "Hey, why are you watching this in black and white?" And she'd say, "Well, because we only have a black and white TV, because, well, you know, color TVs were expensive back then." I don't know, I'm actually going to have to ask her when they first got a color TV. I wonder if she remembers that.
Coca-Cola gives you that refreshing new feeling.
So what's going to happen? Are we going to see the Batman peeking in through one of the windows in the background or something? And what does this have to do with the
Only Coca-Cola gives
owl?
you that refreshing new feeling. Sing Coca-Cola. Refresh-
Ooh, what was that? There was something there. Send the Talon for the Bat's head. So yeah, the Court of Owls is going after Batman. Which, I mean, in this universe, I'm wholly on their side. Though I have to wonder, what was with the Coca-Cola commercial ahead of this? Could Siltrix just not think of something to put ahead of this? Or is that supposed to be like a secret message that the Court of Owls was sending out to its members over live TV? Yeah, again, that one was weird. Anyway, yeah, so this is the second to last video in the playlist so far. This is Crime, 1963. How very vague. Though given that this is Batman, who was, in the very first video, we heard that he was just muttering, "Justice, justice, justice," under his breath. I mean, you know, I'm not surprised that there's a video just titled Crime. Okay, let's get this started then. Because we heard that when they declared the Bat dead, crime skyrocketed again, so that's probably what this is about. Since the Bat died, crime has risen again. There are many different criminals, many of which are very dangerous, but there is one who is the worst of them all. It's probably the Joker. Speaking of which, in the very beginning, like, why was the Joker the only one that Batman didn't kill? He's killed over 30 people in the past few years. Okay, maybe they're talking about Batman. Or the Bat, as they're calling him. It's the patient the Bat left alive. Yeah, again, Joker. Why did he leave him alive? He goes by the Joker. Yes! He alone causes the murder toll to rise significantly. Yep, why does he have 4 rows of teeth? What, like, and they're vertical too. What is this? Most of his murders are committed towards rival gang members like the Falcones and the Bertinellis. Also, I have to wonder, how do you make pictures like this? Like, do you just take somebody's normal picture, like, Photoshop the hell out of it, and then just crank the contrast up until it's nothing but black and white? As well as the homeless. He might also have thrown a chemical at the mayor's face. What do you mean, might have? God, what? Again, all of the split-second things. Why? He's always watching. Okay. The Joker had many different names he went by during his crimes. One of them was linked to the murder of the Waynes. Oh, Joe Chill. We can always tell if it's the Joker's work because of the smiles on the corpses. He also leaves something related to the Bat. It's always watching. Here's a drawing he left. Oh, the Joker's an artist. Wonderful. It seems that since Joker killed the Bat's parents, it seems to be stalking and tormenting him. Okay. But it seems that since Joker killed the Bat's parents, it seems to be stalking and tormenting him. But will never kill him? Why? Of course, the police won't do anything because most of them are corrupt and have relations with various different crime lords. You know, of course they do. Protests, looting, and other crimes are also on the rise. Gotham will fall. Two-Faced, yeah. Also, due in part that the mayor got acid thrown to his face and went mad, so some people celebrated. Oh, okay, yeah. Of course, he became mayor, Two-Face, right? Oh, God. All this chaos just because somebody decided that the Bat is dead. They made fun of it too. With the fake owl hijack that the news put on during the Coke commercial. Fake owl hijack? So that was on during live television? Okay. Obviously the owls are fake, just an old urban legend, right? Yeah, of course. At least for now, no more kids missing. Or missing kids, sorry, backwards words. Just weird crazies on the streets! Oh, great, the Riddler. Everyone hates living here, but to live there is extremely cheap. Yeah. I mean, with all that, I mean, you gotta basically say that you'd imagine that property values and housing prices are absolutely, like, rock bottom. After my daughter was killed, I stepped down as the captain on the police. After my daughter was killed, I stepped down as the captain of the police and got enough money to move out of there. Oh, okay. If you're watching this and in Gotham, you'd better pray to your God because he's the only one that can save you now? Jeez, I mean, you know it's bad when Gordon is telling you that only God can save you now. Jeez. And the Bat is not dead. What was that? He's in fact watching you right now. Okay. Wait, not the Bat. Yeah, okay, they're talking about the Joker. Okay. You know, that would be terrifying if it wasn't for the fact my door's over there and not over there towards this wall. Never mind, okay. Oh, jeez. You know, originally I was talking about Batman was the vampire. Maybe the Joker is. Maybe the Joker's the vampire here because he can only come in if you invite him in. Maybe that's why he's knocking so often. Okay, so what do we got here? We got so the Gotham police are basically useless. We have the Batman. I was gonna say the forces of Batman, but it seems like the Batman is just by himself still, or the Bat, I should say. We also have the Joker. Then we have the Owls. I swear, at this point, I would not be. I would totally be worth. I think it would totally be worth just to nuke Gotham City off the map. I'm fairly certain that will do less damage than whatever war is brewing there right now. So here we go. Last video in the playlist so far. This came out at the time of recording 5 days ago. And this is Sinners and Butchers, 1964. So we are officially... No, that's... one... Yeah, that's officially 5 years since the very first video. Well, I mean, in-universe, but still. Oh, okay. Let's wrap this up, then. I don't know who's going to see this. I don't know what to do anymore. There's no escaping, it seems. And if you want to go anywhere else, another freak is going to try to get me. I was thinking of moving back to Switzerland, but then the Order would try and turn me into their Azrael. Azrael? I still go by the alias Azrael. I just don't follow the Order anymore. Who is this? Even though most people believe the Bat is back, crime hasn't gone away, unlike when he first came. His latest work was the Pig Butcher. Oh, I think I've heard of him. It seems he replicated an old Norse ritual. Ugh. Oh, I forget what the name is. After breaking out, I haven't seen the Bat. Breaking out? But I've seen glimpses of the missing sometimes. Missing posters or missing people? But it seems everyone I have talked to has seen the bat at least once before. Here's a photo a witness took. Oh god, where is he? I mean, I can't really tell. Is he just standing in the middle of this alleyway here? He's gotten so well known, they're featuring him in a TV show. Not only are criminals being killed, but 2 of the missing were also found dead, seemingly killed with a cane. Was that the Riddler? Duke Thomas, Helena Bertinelli. Right. Both were presumed murdered by a famous criminal. I'm at the point to just keep myself locked in my home from now on. Because I'm being stalked, but not by Batman. But by Dick. Him on my roof? This was one of the many times I saw him. I saw him kill the Mad Hatter as well as Victor Zsasz? Victor Zsasz? I don't know. Who's that? Victor Zsasz, also known as Zsasz or Mr. Zsasz, is a prolific serial killer and an enemy of Batman. Zsasz is a difficult killer to track as he has no modus operandi outside of posing his victims' corpses in lifelike poses and carving tally marks into his flesh for each kill. Oh, okay. Okay, wonderful. Great. Even though the Bat and his Robins go and cause more human harm than good, I don't really blame them for killing murderers, but at some point it crosses a line. Yeah, definitely. One night, Dick broke into my house and attacked me. I don't know why I did it. I was probably just desperate. This was his outcome. Oh, geez, you killed him, whoever you are. They never caught me for doing it. They think it was the Joker. Okay? I felt terrible about it, but I did it in the name of God. Who is this? After this incident, I fully took on the role of Azrael. So far, I have taken down 2 criminals. Firefly Killer Moth, okay. This time I'm going to make sure the Bat stays dead. God will let me prevail. Who is this? I can't think of any, like, really Christian-themed heavy superheroes. Is that a horse? Nihilus Imperium Facionis Dei? Okay, what does that mean? I obey no one but God. Sorry, who is this? Is this like Dr. Fate or something? Who is this? Mamona Cadet come to... Okay, more great. Mammon will fall with other sinners. Mammon? Okay. Jeez, okay, so it seems like somebody is going to war with Batman for the grace of, by the grace of God. What? Okay, I gotta see, what are the comments talking about here? Batman, Mammon, Superman, Lucifer, Aquaman, Leviathan, and this one's been hearted by Siltrix? So wait, are superheroes in this universe like demons? So, I mean, I doubt Batman was born a demon, but was like he possessed by one after all the tragedy? The guy in the video was Jean-Paul Valley, aka Azrael. He's pretty much doing his thing from the comics, albeit in a lighter mental note? On a lighter mental note. Who's Jean-Paul Valley? Jean-Paul Valley, better known as Azrael, is a vigilante who formerly operated out of Gotham City, at one point taking on the mantle of Batman when the original was broken by Bane. Oh, okay, so that during that period. He was forcibly fired from the role and returned to his role as Azrael, named after the Angel of Death. Most of his extraordinary abilities come from the severe amounts of continuous training conditioning he was put through during his youth, unaware that he was being controlled by a 500-year-old devout religious sect called the Order of St. Dumas that his ancestors had belonged to for generations. Okay. Well, that was certainly something. Oh, God. Yeah, so, I mean, that very much... I mean, granted, it wasn't, like, visceral, but that very much was, like, analog horror there. Jeez. You know, I'm definitely gonna have to see what other people think of this, because that was certainly something, I'd say, like, the first of the... Most of the time when we've seen analog horror, granted, the ones I've watched, they've always been based off of, like, you know, at least, or, like another horror property. You know, like, you know, there were a lot of VHS horror, analog horror things based on FNAF. But then there are lots of ones that are just, like, completely original. But I've never seen one like this, where it was analog horror based on superhero media. Granted, I mean, there was that whole analog horror series about, like, the guy in the Godzilla suit. Jeez, yeah, some of these, I mean, the way they're able to twist something like Batman and superheroes just in general. Because I know that there's been the whole, you know, and I know people are starting to get tired of it, but the whole thing like, oh, evil superheroes or superheroes are jerks. But this goes, like, not even like a step beyond, but like 20 steps beyond that, where, like, the superheroes themselves are actively horrifying. Stiltrix, you have earned a subscription for me, because I definitely need to, you know, stay up to date on this and just see what's going to happen. So yeah, of course, as always, playlist will be linked in the description below if you haven't seen this yet for some reason. Corner video will lead to my Let's Play of the day. And yeah, with all that out of the way, I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!
Snake Eyes. Hammerhead. Will. Pussycat Puss. Batman. Doubleheader. Paddlepuss. Pumpkinhead. Neon Noodle. Jokebox Jaw. Wolfman.